Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Millennium News 24 Power Talk. I'm your host, Eric Stevenson. I'm with you. It's an honor once again to be in front of you today again. And always it's an honor to have great guests like we have with us today. Dr. Mahmoud Haq. He's a senior lecturer at the Laban Faculty of International Finance of the University of Malaysia. He's here visiting today and he's with us. And welcome, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone and good afternoon to Mr. Eric. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very honored.
Yeah, why don't you give the viewers a little bit about your background and then we'll go into a little discussion here.
Thank you. This is Dr. Mahmoud Al-Haq. I studied in Malaysia. I did my bachelor from International Islamic University Malaysia in economics. Then I did my master's and PhD under the Central Bank of Malaysia, and I did in Islamic finance. Then I started my job in Central Bank of Malaysia as a fellow, research fellow. And after that, after 2 years, I joined in university as a senior lecturer. Now I'm still continue with my doing job in University Malaysia Sabah and in Islamic Finance Department. But I'm teaching corporate finance, banking, and investment, and definitely Islamic financial subjects. So that's all. And I'm doing my research works on Islamic finance and conventional finance and banking sectors. And I also do a lot of innovation projects, including the fintech and cryptocurrency. And I also published the papers in reputed journals like Elsevier, Taylor and Francis, Springer. And definitely I also have attached with some journals from the US, Canada, and European journals, where actually I'm publishing the papers and also the editorial board member. And now I'm also working on some papers which is actually can give some impact to the world economy growth and the situation of how to overcome the situation of the recession and financial crisis. Thank you very much, Mr. Eric.
Wow, you sound like such a scholarly man into finance that the world needs. We could probably use some help over here in America too, and help getting our finances in order, balancing some budgets and stuff we need here, you know. But welcome, and it's honor, and it's an honor, first of all, today in the world, not just the Muslim world, but throughout the world, period. It's a great day for many reasons. And one of them is because it's the actual birth date of the Prophet of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and peace be upon him. His birthday is today. And as I was coming in, I saw people was greeting me and say, Happy Maulud Day and Maulud Nabi and Mubarak and happy day for the birth of the Prophet, not in a way of worshiping him, but in a way of honoring his birth, to giving light to what is given today as Islam and as being one of the greatest human beings that walked this planet and who's come amongst the people of the world and brought such a clear and straight way and path for all humanity to be together and be along with one another and to live in peace. And that's Islam. So welcome on this great day of the birth of the great prophet.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So how do they recognize a day like this over in Malaysia? Is it celebrated? Is it acknowledged?
Yes, it's of course Malaysians people, and because in Malaysia is a three nations, they are living together: Chinese, Indians, and Malays, Muslim Malays. So, but they are very united. They are living very peacefully, and they always celebrate together in any day. If it's Muslims Day, Prophet's birthday, so they are celebrating together. If it is Chinese any holiday or Chinese any worship day, so they are also celebrating. So it's a very peaceful country where
Mhm.
we live, and peoples are very peaceful, and people are celebrating each and every occasions, even different religion, which is actually can be the exemplary to the other countries people. So where if there is anything happen, so they can see how the peoples can be united, even though different religion is peoples are living together.
So they all have respect for one another and engage in each other's
Yes,
culture and religion and celebration of respect of one another, which
yes,
is how it should be.
yes,
As they always say, one nation under God. It should be one family and humanity under that, regardless of it. But I'm glad Islam exemplifies and shows that, that you know, the peace of it and the love
yes.
of the human being.
Yes, I'm agree with you. Totally agree with you, and that is the ideal society should be in this world. In this world, then only the people can be live in peacefully. Then we can have the more sustainable society, sustainable environment will be established. Otherwise, if people's not cooperating each other, people's are not trying to help each other, so the sustainability will be lost. So for these reasons, we need to be united. That's why Malaysia government mentioned that we are one Malaysia. One means so three nations they are living together, so they are one, something like that.
So do you have pretty much, is it pretty much peace and not much division or fighting or any of those things of that nature in Malaysia, right?
Yes, yes. Before, after in 1969, there was a riot happened. After that, there was nothing happened in Malaysia between the any.
1969?
Yes,
Oh, up to now, it's been stable.
it's fully stable, and
Wow.
it's a peaceful country. And that I mentioned to you, we are working together. We are celebrating together any day, and definitely we enjoy together. So it's peaceful, and people are helping each other, which is most important. Always I feel that.
Mhm. That's great. That's great. Now, because you're in finance and so knowledgeable and experienced in the financial field, um, I just want to ask about the financing, the Islamic financing. Um, it when a person finances through the Islamic system, I understand this. Interest is not involved, or is interest involved in like loans or financing of a project or a home? How does that work?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, conventional finance, we all know that we have the interest rate.
Mhm.
But in Islamic finance, we don't have any interest rate. We have the profit rate. Profit rate means whatever the profit you will get it, you will share each other's. That
Mm,
means the partner, the customer and the bank, they will share the profit, and also they will share the loss. So that is the main difference. And also they are sharing the risk. It's called risk sharing. So
mhm,
if you got any, like for example, in recession time,
mhm,
you are losing, the banks are actually losing the money. So it doesn't mean that banks are going to lose all the money. So it will burden to the customer as well. That means they will share the bank. So what happened, if you talk about the recession time, what happened actually, um, even the recently IMF found in their research
mhm,
that the analysis that suggests that Islamic banks fared differently from the conventional banks during the global financial crisis
mhm,
because of the interest rate and the profit rate. So the difference between the profit and interest that I mentioned to you, the profit they are sharing each other. So all the factors when related to the Islamic banking business model, actually it helped contain the adverse impact on their profitability in 2008, the when the subprime crisis was happened in all over the world. In particularly smaller investment portfolio, if you say, the
mhm,
lower leverage and adherence to Sharia principles,
mhm,
which actually precluded Islamic banks from financing or investing in that kind of instruments, that actually could have adversely affected their conventional competitors. So that is the main part we can find it. And it helped actually contain the impact of the crisis on Islamic banks in those years. And even the COVID-19, Russia-Ukraine war, these times, the whatever the situation is happening, actually the main reasons coming to the solve.
Wow. If there's no interest, right, and suppose a person borrowed, let's say $500,000 or whatever the case may be, and there's no interest, how is a profit made in lending?
Okay, so it's very simple. The method is something like that. In Islamic bank, when you are going to, if the banks, they were going to give the loan to the people. So when they give the loan to the peoples, then definitely you should have the mortgage, but you have to the asset based or asset based. That means you have to have the asset to get the loan. That means you cannot show, okay, suddenly that you have nothing, but you are trying to get the loan. So you, without having any asset, the banks will not give you any loan. So you should have the proper mortgage. That is one thing. Second thing, the profit rate. When the bank buy the apartment, and after that bank sell the apartment to you, so that means you are giving some money, the portion of the money, and then after that the bank will give some portion of money. Then bank do the business. From that business, when they get the money, they take out the investment. So then you can get the apartment, and you will get also the profit rate.
Doc, hold right there. We're going to take a quick break and come right back into it.
Okay, sure.
Hello, viewers in America and across the world. This is Eric Stevenson, host of the Power Talk show on Millennium News 24. Tune in every week at Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, American Time, and also on all of your iOS and Android devices. Also, all smart TV and Apple, Amazon, and worldwide through Verizon Satellite. And also worldwide through www.millenniumtvnews.com. And that's www.millenniumnews24.com. And through our social media, Millennium News. See you then. Welcome back to Millennium News 24 Power Talk. I'm Eric Stevenson, your host. I'm with you, and we're continuing here with our guest, Dr. Mahmoudul Haq. So, Doctor, you can continue.
Okay, so that's all actually I mentioned to you. The profit rate, they are sharing each other. And for the interest rate, the banks are not sharing anything. So sharing the risk, sharing the profit, sharing the loss. That is the three motion for the Islamic finance.
Okay, because I was running that by someone here before, a friend of mine who was a banker here in New York City, and I was asking about interest rates and compared to, like I said, I asked you that question about the Islamic system of finance, and they were like, "Oh no, we couldn't." His response was like he was so thrown back, like, "No way, and no interest. How could we be in business?" You know, so it's like, they don't, the American system or the West system of finance, they see like there's no way possible to do financing without interest.
Partially, it is not actually true even, because actually we can do it together. For example, it doesn't mean like that in Malaysia that I mentioned to you earlier, that Malaysia, there is three nations: Indians who are Hindus, then we have the Chinese who are actually Buddhists, and Christians. So they are a lot of non-Muslims. They are the customer of the Islamic banks in Malaysia. And you know that Malaysia is one of the largest Islamic finance hub in Islamic banks. They are operating, and they are the most profitable banks in the whole over the world if you talk about the Islamic banks. So and who actually the customer? The main customer is actually based on the non-Muslims. So it means that it's actually very famous to the non-Muslim. They believe on that. They trust on that. So why not, if we can establish in the North America and Western countries? And you know that nowadays, even in US, we have the La Riba Bank, the Riba Free Bank, and we have lot of halal investment banks are actually established in the North America. Even Canada, then European countries, they are establishing. So altogether, actually, I can mention to you that that is possible. How it is possible? If I want to mention the thing, you know that the situation, if you say about the Islamic banks, if you want to establish in globally, so how actually you can mention that it could be more workable? Because if you see the role of the Islamic banks is what? The role of Islamic banks to help the society, help the people. So if you talk about the Islamic banks, that some of the factors actually should be including. First of all, if you see the demand from the Muslim communities, if you see the demand for Islamic finance has been driven by the Muslim population in North America, is a huge now, and who have sought halal products and services to meet their financial needs. Then number two, if you talk about institutionalizations, the retail finance sectors has developed to offer Islamic finance products nowadays, such as home financing and interest-free financial activities. So people are more interested on that. Then number three is investment from the Gulf Corporation Council, GCC. So GCC has invested in the North American Islamic finance industry through initiatives such as, the Air Capital's investment in the Elysian Group and Gulf Finance Houses investment in the US automobile industry even. So all those investment actually shows that how the Islamic finance can be more, the sustainable in the North American area. Then if you come to the regulatory approval, the OCC approved the IJARA structure. IJARA means leasing structure, leasing. It's a lease contract. IJARA structure for home lending in 1997. And the Murabaha. Murabaha is actually in markup, cost markup structure for home financial product in 1999. Then if you talk about market growth in North America, if you see the market for Islamic finance has broadened as the Muslim population in the United States has grown. Islamic finance also, it's actually based on the what? It's a reinterpreted medieval Islamic contract laws. So we always can actually establish those things. Sharia compliant financial instruments are not allowed to pay or collect interest, but they cannot be associated with the alcohol, gambling, pornography, or other Muslim prohibitions. But all these things, if you talk about this, it can be incorporated or that executed in the North America, because even the non-Muslim peoples, they believe the trust should be there. So I believe that in my research, if I am developing some models where the non-Muslim can trust on it, because the trust should be important. Why the people will come to the Islamic bank rather than conventional bank? So you need to build up the trust. So that trust, if trust is there, then definitely that we can, attract more customers, more consumers. I think that.
So I think that would probably it probably would seem that it would cut out, or I think any system other than what you're explaining would be like, to me, like greed, you know. Um, and it seems that the system of no interest works very fine, and is working very fine in other places and doing very well.
Yes. Yes.
We're now having some banks here who is promoting in America interest-free financing now. So they're trying to introduce it more and more now into America, even though it's been known amongst many, but now to those who didn't know much about it, likes the concept, and they're looking into, when they hear interest-free, they're running to it. Wow, I can save money, or it would be good. So they want to know, how could it be possible here to have it? But this bank says who's working to offer interest-free loans and stuff now.
Absolutely. And I just want to add something. If you see in Malaysia that who are operating the Islamic banks, they are the full-fledged conventional bank.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the full-fledged conventional bank, they have the window Islamic banks. So that's why I said that Islamic banks and Islamic financing and the conventional financing always can go together. It doesn't mean that they're competing each other. Actually, they can go together, and they can make the society, they can make the people more beneficial. So that is the thing. So my target is not competing to the conventional, but it's working together. So when it will work together, then it will be more beautiful for the society. It will be more beautiful beautiness for the economy. So American economy, US economy will be more grown up. So when it will be absorbed the Islamic finance. So whenever I do some publication, I do some research, I try to collaborate with the conventional banking, conventional finance, where actually they can work together.
Well, that's great. Great model for the world to follow after, of a successful working system. So we look forward in the future to the growth of it. Um, as more people are learning about it, more people participating, there's a growth there, you know? Um, so now I wanted to switch a little bit out of finance into more on the side of Islam, um, about since you're knowledgeable and uh, in the religion as well. Um, I was speaking with a person a few days ago. He's a Jewish person that I know, and he said to me about Judaism. He says to me that Judaism was here before Islam, right? And therefore, I mean, we were not arguing, we're actually friends, but he was just trying to explain to me that, well, you know, Judaism here was before Islam, and therefore Judaism is still the oldest religion, and therefore stays as the religion. That's correct, according to religion and how the world was created, who was God, and these things. Well, what could you say about that?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, for me, I'm not, that knowledgeable for that. Not much knowledgeable. I'm just telling you that for giving the comments on that. But the most importantly, whatever I believe, that my beliefness is that it's all about togetherness. We need to stay together in this world. We need to stay peaceful in this world. So if you talk about the Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, and other things, then that is different case. Then that means that you are actually separating the peoples. We are all human beings. Most importantly, we are all human beings. We are living together in this world. The beautiful. We need to think in that way that there is no black, there is no white, there is no brown. It's all we are human. All the religions who are actually performing, all the humans. So it's not about the religion, it's all about the humanity. It's all about your ideology. It's all about how you behaving, how you that means brought up your children, how you actually helping the society, how you are helping your neighbors, how you are making your society more beautiful to contribute by contributing from your innovations, your research, your educations. People, some people who are Muslim or other religion peoples who are dying for the food in Africa or Palestine or Russia, we cannot separate as a religion peoples. We have to think that they are human beings all. So to me, the Russian who is actually dying for the food, he is also same person like the Muslim who is dying in the Palestine. So we want to make this world beautiful, to live together. We need to respect each other. We need to respect their beliefs. Like I need to respect whatever your friend mentioned, and you need to respect also whatever the other religions people they're mentioning. We just need to respect each other. Then only the beautiful world you can see in the future. Otherwise, lot of war will come, lot of that fight will come, which actually I don't want. That means from my side, I never want to see like that. So that is my belief, and that message actually I want to mention through you.
Yeah, well, I wish the situation in Gaza, people would see it in this way. Had they see it this way, probably it won't be at to the extent it is now.
Yeah.
You know, and I find it harder and harder to have conversations on other topics without coming back to the center of what's going on in Gaza. Only because the media, many of the media outlets here, networks are downplaying as if it's quiet now, as if it's pretty much over, or if it's now never happened. You know, whereas they don't want to keep showing the people of America what is still going on, so they try to control our minds and say that, oh, we don't show it, then they won't think much about it, because a lot of pressure was put on ceasefire, and a lot of the pressure was put on ending this war. So the media now doesn't talk about it as much, unless it's breaking news that somebody bombed somebody or did something. Whereas they're still bombing Gaza. They still have little boys, pregnant women who needs medical attention, who needs to get to a hospital or so on, and have no means or ways to get to there or to go to one. Medication, many are in need of medication, anesthesia, they're in pain, cannot get it. This is more than just, yes, it's genocide, but this is a torture. And if people was to see it the way you're saying it, we shouldn't be having this type of hatred of one amongst one another in humanity.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. In your answers, you're right. That's why if I always tell my students, so to show your humanity to the people, to show your kindness to the people. So how you can actually do. So from my side, as a lecturer of Islamic finance, as long as I am having the financial background, so my target is how actually I can make more innovation projects.
You can hold 1 minute. We can take another quick break. Hold your thought.
Sure.
We'll be right back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Hello, viewers in America and across the world. This is Eric Stevenson, host of the Power Talk show on Millennium News 24. Tune in every week at Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, American Time, and also on all of your iOS and Android devices. Also on Smart TV and Apple, Amazon, and worldwide through Verizon Satellite. And also worldwide through www.millenniumtvnews.com. And that's www.millenniumnews24.com. And on social media, Millennium News. See you then. Welcome back to Power Talk. I'm your host, Eric Stevenson, and we're continuing with our guest, Dr. Maghdoudou Haq. So, your thought, as you were saying?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to mention to you that when I teach, because my background is finance and my background is Islamic finance. So how actually I can incorporate my background, my research, my knowledge to the society, to the people, to the global economy. So that is my target, that how actually I can give the impact, my work can impact on the global economy. And if the global economy is increasing, the global economy is more stronger, that means the people will have the more food, people will survive better.
Mm-hmm.
People per capita will be increased.
So you talk about strengthening economies.
Yeah, strengthening the economy. So that's why it could be the North American background, or it could be the Asian economy, or it could be the European economy. So all should be the developed. So from the person to person, it could be vary, but from my knowledge, I always believe that that knowledge should have the impact on the economy. That's why I'm working on the innovation projects. That's why I'm working on some research projects. That's why I'm also working the industry projects, who are actually I can give my insights, and I can give my thinking to develop it to the companies, to the stakeholders, where they can be the helpful. That is my actually main target in future as well.
Yes, and I think you have a point there, definitely, with strengthening people out of poverty. Sometimes puts a person mindset into a different direction of not thinking about harm and other things. So what you're doing, the work you're doing, is a great work in participating in the bigger picture of the global um, picture of strengthening through the economy and your work. So helping the poor nations to lift up their economies um, brings about a better chance of peace. Because people have now not reason to rebel. Some are saying they're rebelling out of the situation of their lifestyle, of how living is. The governments are not providing certain things for them, so it creates a rebellion. But what you're talking about, what you're doing for the global economy, is by strengthening it, it would start to fade away and eliminate these type of problems.
Okay.
I would think so. Thinking of looking at society, I think if a person who does crime, who robs and steals, is not an excuse. Poverty is not an excuse to rob and steal. But I'm thinking if a person was working, or if they had a good economy or job, then they probably wouldn't be robbing and stealing.
Okay. So thank you very much. Actually, if you see the world economy, if we want to develop the world economy, if we want to give the impact on the world economy, some of the key factors or key ways of my research actually can contribute to the world economy. For example, the new products and services. So my research always leads to the development of novel products and services that can disrupt the markets, create new industries, and definitely stimulate the consumer demand. Secondly, I need to see that how actually the efficiency can be improved. So my research can identify and address inefficiencies in existing processes and leading to the cost reductions and increase the productivity across industries. And definitely I have another point, that technological advancement. So in my research, I always use the new technology, new methodology. So I am using the advanced economic techniques. I am using the advanced technology, AI, where actually can develop all the Islamic finance model or the conventional models to develop the global world economy. And then economic diversification by fostering innovations in new areas. Like if you see the new of the fostering innovation, my research always can help the countries diversify their economies and reduce the dependence on single industries. And last not but least, that I mentioned to you last time also earlier, that sustainable development is the most important. That nowadays even the United Nations also mentioned the Sustainable Development Goal, the SDG. So they need to establish in each and every country, they need to focus on the SDG. So my research always can contribute to the solutions for the environmental challenges, paving the way for sustainable economic growth. So this is the way actually how I am doing the research and how I actually can contribute to the global economy. So in that case, I also have some innovation projects that I can explain later on.
Great. Um, do you do consulting as well to like the local governments or businesses on finance?
Yes, yes. I'm currently consulting with King Fahd University on Petroleum and Minerals, Saudi Arabia. We are working on big projects, and I am the consultant. I'm the research consultant for them, and definitely I'm also consulting with many industries in Malaysia now, and also I'm consultant in Bangladesh also. I'm a consultant in Bangladesh. Some of the because I'm from Bangladesh, so I'm trying to help my country also. So I'm working on that. So I'm working with the universities. I'm working with the industry. Even I'm working with the marketing industry. So and involving my students to do that. So my students also can give their lot of impact with me to that economy in Malaysia. So that is actually my goal, that how my students can be trained. So this is my way of teaching also.
Being you mentioned Bangladesh, um, I know there was a uprooting there of the prime minister that left or was forced out or whatever the case was, who needed to rightfully be out based on the conditions and the way she was conducting and running the country. How is that situation going to work out now financially and with the economy now there in Bangladesh?
Oh, thank you very much. I think Bangladesh is now improving. Bangladesh is now taking, that means you can say that taking care of the economy nowadays, because we are very proud, we are very blessed that we have the Dr. Mohammad Yunus. He is the Nobel laureate, and he is one of the man who got the all the Nobel, that means all the best awards in the world. And recently, yesterday, actually, the U.S. people, that means U.S. administration, came to the Bangladesh, and they said they will give more than 20 crore dollar to Bangladesh. So, which means that
They did more than what? I didn't hear that.
20 crore, 20 crore.
Okay.
Okay, so so that means the US is coming to that means coming to help us. Then United Nations is coming to help us. Then if we talk about European Union, also they are coming to help us. So I hope, I believe that the Bangladesh economy will be that means the growth will be very fast, and they are improving. But it will take little bit time. We need to be patient. We need to be patient. Dr. Mohammad Yunus, he is pioneer man. He is a very knowledgeable person, so he knows how to handle the situation. And we believe that we believe on him. We trust on him, and definitely that economy, that nowadays the situation is like that. That even the garment industry, that is very good in Bangladesh. So they are already started their work. Whatever happens in last month, but now they are improving. They are controlling by the government. So everything is under the control. Everything is doing well by the government. Government is really doing well. And if you talk about the global economy impact on Bangladesh or the Bangladesh situations, now the Bangladesh economy is slowly they will grow up, and definitely with help of other countries, especially for the like US, who are actually helping us, and they will be stable very soon.
Yeah, because Bangladesh is such a great country and has such great people there, and they do a great job. I mean, here in America, the Bangladesh community is independent, very business minded, very good business people. Community, they're creating their own communities and neighborhoods, so they want progress and things in the right way. So at least you were seeing progress instead of not seeing progress, and now that's the old prime minister's departed.
Yeah, the progress is there, that definitely, because the people's the youth, they are very that hardworking person. So even in our now the peoples who are actually taking care of the government, they can see the youth is there. So whenever the youth taking the power, that means they are actually can take the challenges. The corruption will be less, so the sustainability will be more. Decentralization is going on. So altogether, the corrupted peoples are leaving. So the good people are coming to the all the powers area.
Mhm,
And definitely it's a control by the Dr. Mohammad Yunus, and he is like one of the best human being, and he knows that how to handle it, and he knows
mhm,
that how to handle the economy.
mhm,
And we are and he is actually already opening a lot of, even we recently we also had a flood, but
mhm,
alhamdulillah, that is good way actually how they handled. The government was handling very well, and the people are very happy. And most importantly, that if the your country's people are happy, that means your country will be more grown up. That is the one of the pioneer of the success or success story for the country's economic
mhm,
development. If you like, for example, Malaysia, why Malaysia is very happy country? Because the people are happy.
mhm,
People are happy, and they are working on their economy, so Malaysia is growing up. So it's
mhm.
the same thing goes to Bangladesh as well. The Bangladesh peoples are happy now, so they will work together. They will do together everything, and it will be grown up.
That's great because I know a lot of manufacturing was going on from Bangladesh in garments and textile in this industry as well. Because I think one day I had brought a shirt or something, and it was like a pretty good cotton shirt too, and it said made in Bangladesh, and I was surprised. Wow, it was made in Bangladesh. Um, so they do a lot of manufacturing with the textile industry, and is doing good. So I'm hoping a person like yourself will be an advisor or definitely consultant into helping that change and progress for Bangladesh to lift up and to be moving forward once and forever. and no turning back because it has a lot of talent and it's been doing a lot of great work and good work all of these years until it hit a bump in the road like many places. But that bump is being smoothed out now to a smooth paved road that it would sell through nicely. So I'm hoping you would be able to definitely stay on and help them see their way through with your experience and knowledge.
Yes, yes,
Right?
definitely, definitely. That's why when I work, I do publications. I always check the data on Bangladesh, data on Malaysia, and data on North America.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever you take the global economic data, global data, so those data actually can help us actually how we should improve. So I can find the difference between the U.S. situation, the North American situation, and the Malaysian or Bangladesh conditions. So we can actually give a lot of impact on
Mm-hmm.
that. We can tell them, we can give a lot of suggestions. Okay, you see that how the New York Stock Exchange is going on,
Mm-hmm.
how the Bangladesh Stock Exchange should be going, or the
Mm-hmm.
Malaysian stock, Bursa Malaysia Stock Exchange should be going. So
Mm-hmm.
we always can give the examples from the North American side. So which always actually it can create a story to us. So actually it can give the impactful story to us.
We can take another break and be right back. Stay
Sure,
tuned.
thank you.
Sure. Hello, viewers in America and across the world. This is Eric Stevenson, host of the Power Talk show on Millennium News 24. Tune in every week at Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, American Time, and also on all of your iOS and Android devices. Also on Smart TV and Apple, Amazon, and worldwide through Verizon Satellite. And also worldwide through www.millenniumtvnews.com. And that's www.millenniumnews24.com. And through our social media, Millennium News. See you then. Welcome back to Power Talk with our guest, Dr. Mardoodle Hawk. So it's great to continue with this discussion, Doctor, and I guess from trial and error of how things worked in one place and what worked and didn't work, you would know how to apply in another situation, another location or area or country. So that's a good thing. And research, of course, plays the important role of knowing exactly what to do and how to apply what's necessary.
Okay, so what is your exact question?
No, it wasn't a question. I would say it's important what we were talking about when you said how you would look at the stock exchange and so on,
Yes.
and how it should be adjusted in Malaysia and so on. But I said it's important to do the research that you know how to act in these situations in the right way of making a correct decision.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you.
You know, when I said was trial and error, you could do something one way and see that it doesn't work, but it worked another way. Then you know how to apply it in another location because you learn what works through experience.
Yes. Like, for example, I can give you one example. Recently, I did one innovation projects, and that innovation projects I got a silver medal from the two different competitions globally.
Congratulations.
So that projects is actually very interesting projects. I can share with you. For example, you know that in Malaysia is a big country, and Malaysia they have lot of jungles. That means unused land. Land that means nobody is using those lands. So I was thinking that how to use that land, because you know that when the COVID situation came, most of the country what happened, all the ship closed, everything closed. We are at home, we cannot go out, we cannot do any work, and everything, the bus, airport, bus stations, ships, everything closed. So the product cannot come from the Ukraine for the wheat, flour, because normally in Asia, if you see the wheat, flour, all the staple foods, it used to come from the Ukraine, Russia. So when the COVID crisis started, so that means everything closed. That means all the flour, rice, the price has been increased. So when the price increased, that means who are actually getting the more in the under the problem situations? The poor people, medium income people. So medium income people, so when they went to they went to buy rice or flour, it's very expensive for them. So I see that there is a lot of unused land people are not using. So what I am doing, I make one app. It's called G Finance app, Green Financing app. In that app, like for example, you are an investor. You want to find any small land or big land to cultivate any paddy field, or maybe my student who graduated recently and he doesn't have any job, but he has some money and he wants to do some investment like small medium entrepreneurship. So he said, I want to do something on agricultural sector. So he can use our app. In our app, he can find the exact location where he can get the land from the landowner. So in my app, the landowner also registered, investors also can register, and we can have the mutual contract, Islamic finance contract between two parties. So what happened? There is no that means medium of the that other organizations cannot be intervened in the system, so they can contact each other very fast. For example, I want to find a land in Texas, Melissa. So there is in Melissa, it's a lot of land is that means available, is unused. So if I am the investor, I am living in Malaysia and I want to do something in the Melissa, so I can find in the my app who is the landowner in Melissa, that particular land. So I can contact directly to him. I said, okay, I want to take your land as a lease payment. So I'll pay this amount. So the payment will be there. Everything will be there in the app. So they can see each other. They can meet each other, and they can do the agreement each other. And it will be very fast in 1 or 2 days. So I make the app, and also I already applied those things in the Malaysia and in the small sectors, and I found this is very useful. So I want to make it a bigger picture. I want to make it in North America. I want to make it in African countries where the peoples can, that will harvesting. They are actually they are having no food, so they are very hungry. So they need the food. So to get the food, they can do some cultivations from the one side. The other side, they can actually impact to the global economy.
To business.
Yes.
So they were actually use this land, unused land in Malaysia. They would lease it for whatever term agreement, and they would actually do agriculture.
Yes, like it's up to you. You want to do some manufacturing company, also you can use that land. You want to do the agricultural sector, you want to make it flower field or the paddy field. It's up to you. You do the business, then you go do the investment. You do the business, you earn the profit, and you share the profit with the landowner. Finish.
Oh, that's a sure.
And what is actually the main outcomes? Like the rice price will be decreased because more land.
It'll be more plentiful there.
Yes.
And local, and you won't have to be importing to meet costs. So you'll have it local. You could just sell it off cheaper and solve your own problem at home.
Yeah. So the poor
that's a
people,
great idea, Doc. Very great idea.
So that's why, like, if in the US, North America, they want to use my model, they want to establish my model, I can actually use it. Like when I come to visit, I saw that a lot of lands in Texas, a lot of lands in many states, I think still unused, which lands actually can be useful, and the global US economy will be more grown up.
And there's a tons of land, open space land, and very, very fit for farming, agriculture, like in Africa as well.
Yes.
Throughout different nations of Africa, like especially West Africa, Gambia, the West Coast.
Absolutely right.
It's right on the water there. It's very rich. The soil is very rich. A lot of European nations are even going in, doing what you're talking about, leasing land with the local owners who basically is living in poverty. So they're like, you know what? They're paying them not so much money, but it's acceptable to them because they're able to take care of their family. They're able to say, you know what, we were struggling, we have something, so they lease off the land, or they're making agreements right now where they're growing like crops that will only take 3 months to overturn. So you get 4 rounds per year of crops, certain crops,
Yes.
like if you use sorrel, that you make the drinks with, the sorrel, the
Yes.
hibiscus.
Yes.
That takes like about 3 months, I know. So they're able to get 4 crops per year. So they're able to get more, generate more income, and some other vegetables that grows pretty quick. So, but my point is there's very rich land and very still much good opportunity to do exactly what you're talking about throughout the world.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yeah.
at very reasonable investments. I mean, some of this is only a matter of not even putting up so much money, but contracted an agreement that you stick to and work out and get
Yes.
it done. Once you
And
have
that
the
is-
money to pay the labor and do the planning and the farming of the land, you have
Absolutely.
a business.
Yeah, absolutely right. And even they are actually can use the conventional finance and also the Islamic finance contract.
Yeah.
So so they can do whatever they want, and they can get very easily faster. And maybe you can ask me that how actually what is my benefit. So I'm making the app. So when they registered, when they got the profit, so
Mhm.
maybe 0.02% or 2% profit, they'll give it to us, this company. And that companies, I mentioned clearly in my project that 50% of the profit will go to the poor people. So I want to help the poor people, the community. It will go to the community. So if, like for example, if I want to establish in Texas, if I want to establish in New York or any other places, New Jersey, so those community that the community, the money, 50% money will go to the community. So the community can create, that means they can save that money and they can help the poor people, who need the homeless people.
That's great and honorable of you, Doc, to even create such a thing. The Malaysian government should be grateful to have you there, especially creating such a opportunity for the local people to actually survive and to cut the cost of living, especially on foods. Like you said, the high cost of rice, the bags of rice, etc. So you're doing a great and honorable job there. And God continue to bless you to do your work, you know, and have more people like you to do this work, because people at the bottom of the pole, if there's no breakthrough or no roadmap for them to improve their life, poverty is just makes it worse and worse and worse. So you just have early deaths and people just die off, which is not necessary. It takes people with creative minds like yourself and others to come to what makes sense. And this is a great idea for such a huge country with so much land unused, to put it to a use that's beneficial for investors, business investors, and also people, local people, and for poor people, like you say, to generate a profit back to give to poor. What could be more commendable than that? And that's a great model. And I hope here you will come present this here in America, to those who want to listen, who have an ear, because a lot of farmlands in Texas, California and other states, and that's very open and has a very mass space of land that could be utilized for this, even if it's for growth to do exporting, you know. Um, but it goes on. But the fact is that the concept is there, the idea is there, and you're doing it already. So we need to focus on more on doing things like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And definitely, I also have other projects. For example, I did pet takaful. Pet means like you have a pet cat, pet dog, right? And you North America, you have the pet insurance, right?
Mm.
But we are making pet takaful. Takaful is Islamic insurance. Islamic insurance, the most importantly, the profit will be shared. For example, it's not about that your pet got something wrong and the insurance company will come and help you. Pet takaful will give you the idea the Islamic pet insurance, Islamic insurance, that when you every month you give certain amount to that insurance or takaful, that amount will not be gone. That amount will be, that company will do the business, and whatever the profit got, that company will share the profit with you. So in future, you can every month you can take out the money, your profit, or maybe you can take after 20 years, you can get a big amount for your pet. So something like this. So I also make one model for that. So I for the innovation, and I also got award from that perspective. So I'm doing different types of innovation projects, which always I'm trying to give impact to the world economy. I want to do something for the society and human being, definitely, and definitely the animal also.
Well, that's great, Doc. Time always is never enough when we're talking about good things, you know. And I thank you for coming on and sharing your knowledge and experience today with us. We may reach out for you on some advice for some things we may look to do in the future as well, you know. It's an honor to be able to talk with you, and on a great day and a great occasion of the birthday of Prophet Muhammad. And this is what our gift is today, is hearing such great things and the great work you're doing. It's commendable, and like I said, Malaysia needs it. There's so many more places: West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, throughout the world, Bangladesh, everywhere else. So we need you to continue to do what you're doing, teaching others to learn to put into action these type of projects. And I wish you all the success, and maybe we'll have some more conversation in the future. But thank you for coming on. It's an honor and pleasure, and we look forward one day to having you back to talk about the greater accomplishments of your work and projects. So thank you all, the viewers and listeners. You had a great wealth of knowledge here today with us from Dr. Magdudul Haq. And thank you, sir, for being on Power Talk. Thank you all for listening and tuning in. And we look forward to more great Power Talks right here at Millennium News 24. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eric. Thank you. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to listening.